Well, thank you for having us. Tell us, how are things progressing? How is the vaccine research doing?
So here at the University of Oxford, we've been working on a vaccine against COVID-19 since January. So we've just got to the stage where we're almost ready to go into clinical testing in humans, in other words, doing vaccine trials. And we have recruited now a large number of volunteers who are happy to have this vaccine or a control vaccine, and we will follow them and see how susceptible they are to getting COVID infection.
How is the process to test on humans and the things that you're looking for at this stage and until you get it ready to go?
Probably around about 1,000 people will be involved in the first clinical trial that will start very soon. And then we'll be looking at three things. Most importantly, is the vaccine safe? And we expect it will be, because vaccines of this type have been made against other infectious diseases like Zika, like MERS. They've been safe, and they're in clinical trials in testing in many countries at the moment. The second thing we have to do is look at the immune response, which is what the vaccine makes. And by measuring that and looking at it quantitatively, and at the different types of immunity it's producing, we can learn a lot about whether the vaccine is actually likely to work. And we'll have that result very soon, within 3 or 4 weeks of vaccinating the first people. And then finally, and really importantly, we compare the rates of disease in the individuals who've been given the new COVID vaccine to those who've been given another vaccine. And these people are blinded. They don't know which vaccine they've had. And we compare the rates of disease in those who've been vaccinated against the control. And of course, we hope that the vaccine will work very well. There'll be very little disease in those vaccinated, and there'll be the normal amount of disease in the control group.
So how would you describe, what are the main differences in your work compared to other vaccines being developed around the world?
So our vaccine is different in several ways to other vaccines being trialled. Importantly, we need just a single dose of this vaccine. You don't have to come back a month or 6 months later to be topped up and have your immunity improved. So that's very useful in an outbreak, of course. You don't have to wait. What's remarkable here is how quickly this vaccine has been able to go forward from first being made in January to now going into a clinical trial in the next week or so. So we think that another big advantage of our vaccine technology is that we know how to manufacture it at large scale. And for this disease, when I say large scale, it would be good to have millions, but really we need probably hundreds of millions of doses to be given around the world. That's a really tough order to try and make that many doses and make them quickly. So we hope that some other vaccines will work as well. But we might be the first to be able to show that the vaccine actually works.
You can tell the world that you find the vaccination and it works, and at least to show some light at the end of the tunnel.
Case scenario, the end of the summer, we're saying maybe September time we would have a vaccine result, and we would be able to persuade our regulators that this is a vaccine that should be deployed very quickly, and most importantly, we would have enough doses made to provide a useful number of doses for the whole population.